It's our fault that the house hasn't sold yet, even though it's $100,000 overpriced. We have not been able to find the right buyer. Now we
Mm,
have to do
okay.
open houses. We have to
Yeah.
do additional marketing. We have to send up smoke signals, stand it broad and high, upside down with a breadboard, trying to promote this listing.
Hey there, everyone. Jamie with Sell for 1%, joined as usual by the Sell for 1% gang, Jaysen Barlow and head broker Dave Barlow, and joined by our friend Rich Cercone over at Equitable Mortgage. We're going to give you guys a little market update. Rich, what do you got? Is there a FOMC meeting that has recently happened?
Yeah, we have a lot going on right now, Jamie. First of all, we had last week, we had tame inflation numbers. We talked about the CPI and the PPI being very tame, which was good news for interest rates, allegedly. Yesterday, we had a negative number on retail sales. So it was actually in the negative, which says that sales are weakening, which is also disinflationary. You're right. We do have the FOMC meeting today. The Fed is meeting today and making an announcement on interest rates. And in the backdrop of that, President Trump is jawboning about Jerome Powell needing to lower rates and possibly appointing himself as Fed president if he doesn't. So, so we have that going on as well. And of course, we have bombs dropping in the Middle East and World War III about to start. But other than that, it's a very quiet news day. Um, and through it all, if you're wondering about what mortgage rates are doing, they're doing absolutely nothing. They're just pretty much high sixes, low sevens, depends on what your mix of credit and down payment is. You're somewhere in that ballpark.
It's nice to see that the interest rates are neutral on this affair.
Yeah, they are the one constant we can count on.
All right. Well, Jay, what are you seeing on your listing side?
On the listing side, things are going pretty well, pretty good. If you come on and you're priced well, things are moving pretty quickly still. Demand overall, I think, is a little bit down from buyers. But again, if you're priced right for the condition of the house, really having not too much trouble getting things sold. The average days on market in Columbus and Franklin County is around 68 days. And so when I'm meeting with sellers, I tell them, well, for every house that sells in 2 days, there's one that sells in 90 days, and you have this mix that comes together. The median, if you throw out the low and the high, is right around 28 days. And I mean, that's pretty darn quick. I know that sellers that are living in 2020, 2021, where everything in my neighborhood sells in 2 hours, that may seem slow, but I mean, for a little bit of perspective, when I first got in the business, Dad's original gimmick was I'll sell your house in 90 days or less guaranteed. So, I mean, 90 days used to be lightning quick. Now that's the length of our entire contract is 90 days. And so things are pretty good. There's around 4,800 listings in the metro, and that is at a 8-year high. And so, I mean, the buyers have more to choose from, but there's 3,800 that are pending. And so we have a full month supply that's under contract, a little bit more than a month supply under contract. The death of the real estate market in our area is greatly exaggerated. Looking at the different segments, breaking them down into these quadrants. If you're 200,000 or under, 28 days on market's what we're seeing. If you're between 3 and 430, 24 days. If you're between 420 and 750, 3 weeks, 21 days. That's the quickest market still. That 500, 600,000 is a real nice sweet spot for sellers. And then ones that are in the luxury market, 750 or higher, those ones are taking the longest, but just 35 days. So, I mean, things are humming. So if you're sitting on the market for an extended period of time, you're typically overpriced. And I know it's kind of oversimplifying it, but that's the truth. If we list your house for $100,000, it's going to sell in a couple hours. We list your house for $2 million, well, no one's going to come. So it's all about price. Condition affects the price. Market remains pretty strong for sellers. So maybe more balanced, but still really a strong seller's market with prices at all-time highs.
Basically, it's a healthy market.
It's becoming more healthy.
I would agree. And on the buy side, I'm finding deals. And what I tell my buyers, as opposed to your sellers, is you don't make money when you sell real estate. You make money when you buy it. So if you can get a good deal at the moment with these inflated listing numbers and catch one that's been sent for a little while and get yourself a good deal, yeah, that's where you make money. So Dave, what are you seeing out there in the market? I know you're driving all around.
I just like being out in the countryside, watching the birds, and
Checking the gas prices.
it's interesting on the gas prices. It seems like in the inner city, the gas prices are super high. And then you get out into the suburbs, it gets a little cheaper. And the farther you get away from downtown Columbus, the cheaper the gas. So I find myself driving up to Marengo to save $3 in total gas, but it takes me an hour and a half. So I'm actually losing money, but I enjoy the
Drive.
And what's that
Yeah.
cost you per hour? I mean, good Lord.
That's what I said. I'm losing money, but I get to save the $3. So ultimately, that's what I'm in for. All I have is time. So
If you're like Rich and shop at Kroger, you would get your Kroger fuel points.
That's true. Well,
Yeah.
they'll rip you off probably.
a good friend of ours is a shopper at one of the Krogers. And so she shows up about 4:00 in the morning, fulfills all the orders, and then gets to leave about noon. And so, Rich, I would highly recommend that you try that. That way you don't get agitated. You can park up front. They
The
bring
early
your
bird
groceries
special.
right out to you. Now, the only thing I will tell you is don't order fruit through the service.
That's what I was going to say. I don't like people touching my fruit and picking my bananas. I want to pick the right one.
Yeah. Yeah. Save that for yourself. But, for the box goods and things like that, off you go. I'm seeing pretty much the same as you guys. It's an interesting market. I think it's becoming more balanced. I don't think it's a seller's market. I don't think it's a buyer's market. As Jay said, if the house is competitively priced, it'll sell. I put on, I think, 4 listings in the last week. 3 of them are in contract because they're competitively priced. The one that's sitting, of course, it's our fault that the house hasn't sold yet. Even though it's $100,000 overpriced, we have not been able to find the right buyer. And so now we have to do open houses. We have to do additional marketing. We have to send up smoke signals, stand at broad and high, upside down with a breadboard, trying to promote this listing that on the backside, we're getting thousands of views, but no showings. And so, I got broad shoulders. I take the good with the bad. Bottom line is, if it's a good price, home, there is a buyer out there. Even at the crazy high rates of 7%, people are going to buy.
If you guys enjoy this content, please make sure to hit subscribe, share it with your friends so they can see the video and be informed on the real estate market here in June, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of our synopsis. We would love to see it. All right. We will be back next week with another market update. And on behalf of all the guys here at Sell for 1% and Rich Cercone at Equitable Mortgage, I hope you guys have a great week.